So this is the commercial kind of more side of things with commercial size skip. So we're talking like 20 and 40 yard. Now there is like a 30 and a 35 yard, I think, in between these two as well. But again, just to kind of keep things super simple, we don't do them. And typically they're just the same price anyway. What tends to happen is with the other ones we referred to on the other video, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, they're all what's called chain lift skips. So if I go, let me just show you the difference in a chain lift skip. If I can find, there we go. So this one here, it has a chain and it's lifted off the ground and onto the back of the vehicle via a chain, okay? So the commercial, so roll on, roll off. And again, these are called rows as well sometimes. So roll on, roll off. Some people short for roll on, roll off, they call them rows. So you can see here, this is kind of like dragged on and off the truck. And again, we've got some videos here of how that looks. But there's a big hook on the back of the truck there, and it hooks up the container, and then it's got little tiny wheels on there. And the lorry just pulls away. The hook comes out. It kind of pushes it off the back of the lorry, and it'll drag it on. That's the same for 20 and 40 yard skips. Okay, so these 20 and 40 yarders. Now these are large skips. As you can see, that's a large lorry there. But the 20 the 20 yard is the difference between them is one's heavy, one's light. Okay, and the size of them as well. One's a bit shorter, and the 40 yard is higher sides. Okay, so let me see if I can find some. Here we go. So this is a 40 yard skip. Okay, so you can see like quite the high sides there, and this is a 20. So it's basically exactly the same length and the width, but the height is different. Okay, it's about twice the height the 40 yard is. So again, the length and the width is exactly the same, but the height is higher. So the 40 yard, because it's got higher sides, you've got these ladders to climb up as well. Because it's got these higher sides, you can fit more waste in there. However, the 40 yard are only for light waste. Okay, so you again, like the 10, 12, 14, 16s, you can't put just loads and loads of heavy waste, fill it right up to the top, because the lorry won't be able to pick it up. Okay, so there's a weight restriction on them. If someone wants a roll on, roll off, a commercial size skip, and the type of waste they're getting rid of is heavy waste. So typically heavy waste, and these types of skips associated with what's called inert waste. Okay, inert basically means anything out of the ground. So if you go start digging the ground, you're going to get clay, you're going to get soil, rubble, rocks, concrete, mud, whatever you want to call it. It's going to come out of the ground. That's all kind of heavy waste. So this particular skip here is not for heavy waste. This one is fine for heavy waste. You can fill this right up to the top with heavy waste, not a problem. So the 20 yard this is more for your heavy waste, and the 40 yard is more for your light waste. Okay, both sizable commercial, the biggest ones we do basically. So again, it'd be like office clear outs, furniture, stuff like that. Big construction projects, stuff like that. But obviously this is just light waste. Okay, so that is the two different commercial size, and the difference there, as I say, they get dragged on and off. That's what they're called. Roll on, roll off. And then you've got the chain lift skips. Well, the chain lift are going to be the 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Okay, they're all going to be chain lift skips. Okay, and as it says, they're lifted on and off with a chain. So in terms of putting skips on the road, the 4, 6 and 8 is okay to put on the road. Okay, obviously you need to arrange a permit, stuff like that, but it's typically okay to put on the road. When you start going anything bigger than an 8 yard, 10 can be a bit precarious sometimes, depending on what area it is. But anything over 10, I would say no. Just basically because when you start sticking a big skip quite high, a big lump of a box on the road, you then start blocking people's view, you know, for cars and pedestrians, you know, kind of trying to cross the road and stuff like that. So, you know, it's like parking a big massive lorry on the road and then trying to cross in front of it. You know, you're kind of edging around it and stuff. So the council don't like that in that sense. So I think that covers everything. Hope this has been helpful. As I say, I'm going to drop some video links below this video. So I would say watch them videos so you can understand visually how these skips are delivered. You know, they roll on, they roll off, the kind of space you need to deliver these skips, the mechanism where they come on and off the lorry, you know, the types of waste that go in the skips. So I'm gonna share some videos there. Don't worry too much about the actual information that you're listening to, you know, what's being said, because we have our own policies and procedures all around that. But it's more about just the visual, looking at the skips and seeing, oh, okay, that's a small, that's a 4, that looks quite small. And then again, obviously coupling that with talking to the customer about what project they're doing, you know, what waste they've got, you can then better advise them. And that's really all we're doing. We're not saying, oh yeah, I'll guarantee this 8 yard will fit any, you know, all of that stuff that you're talking about in there, because really you don't know. It's very, very difficult to understand how much waste somebody has got. I think even to a point they don't know, because it's scattered all across their whatever driveway, garden or whatever, you know, until it's all gathered up into one big pile and they can understand these skip sizes, then they would know kind of exactly what skip size. So it's difficult both ends, you know. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. Thanks again.